So I feel like you guys last really seen me. I think properly seen me was maybe 2016. Like Christmas time going into 2017 and like right up until the beginning. You know, when I think Daniel came to visit and like Jalen and I had that vlog where we talked about his girl and stuff like that. I think like that was the last time that I really posted. Every other time after that it was some type of promotional video, or I vlogged like, you know, once in a blue moon and stuff. Initially, what made me pull away from YouTube was because I think, if I can remember, I know it was a bunch of stuff, but I remember feeling like I gained a lot of weight. And I know there's some people out there that are like, you know, obviously they deal with their own weight issues and stuff like that. They may feel like I'm a little bit ridiculous for feeling like this, but this is just how I felt. And if you feel bad about something, regardless if there's somebody out there that's going through something worse, you still have to deal with these emotions. You still have to confront these emotions. Like, they're still yours, you know? So, you know, I felt like I gained a lot of weight. I felt like I wasn't attractive. I felt like I wasn't attractive. I felt like me and my mom, I felt like, you know, me and my mom, we were going through some stuff, and like there was the issue of school and, you know, all that stuff, and we would always argue and stuff when I'd get home, and like things would be just very frustrating for the both of us. Her just seeing me all the time, not doing anything, not necessarily happy, not even like doing what I was doing on the internet to the best of my ability, just kind of fooling around, you know. And then I was also very unhappy with myself. I was in like a lot of debt before I started YouTube, and like YouTube helped me clear all of that off, right? But I felt like I was in this constant cycle of just, you know, paying off what I owe, using it up again, paying it off. And then when I was finally good, like I guess the people around me, like, I don't know how to explain this. Like, I'm really not trying to offend anybody, but it got to the point where it's like, I don't know, people looked at me like, okay, she's the one on YouTube, she's the one making money, and everywhere I went with, no matter who it was, I was always footing the bill. And I'm the type of person, I was very, very negligent and irresponsible. I always wanted to go out and do things with friends, and I would be the one to cover for everything. And I would basically take on people's responsibilities. I would loan people money that I didn't even have. I would spend money that I didn't even have, you know. I would just do things that I wasn't capable of doing. It's like, you know that, it's like, I feel like what I really learned these past couple of years is that just because you have it doesn't mean you really have it. You know what I'm saying? So I was in this, during that time, I was just in this space where it's like I was doing things that were bigger than me, you know? And I felt like I was helping and I was doing like good things, but in reality, I was just digging a deeper grave for myself, and it took me a while to get out of that. And I felt like that's kind of what led me into like this state of depression. And but the thing about me is that like I always found a way to get out of it, you know. I always found a way to make ends meet, and like I've never really had a job and stuff like that. So I right from small, I just had this mentality that like, you'll figure it out, like you'll hustle whatever you need to hustle, and you'll get out of whatever little situation that you're in, you know. So that was something that I was going through and at the time that this was happening, it's like, if you take it in, so I was making money off social media and stuff, but then I started feeling insecure about how I looked, and I no longer wanted to show myself on social media. So when I started making money off of social media, that took up more of my time, so I wasn't able to perform on social media as often as I did before. So and I just kind of felt like things were slowly dying, and it just kind of fed into my depression and made me eat more, made me gain a lot more weight, made me become a lot more insecure. So then I started, and I honestly at some point, like, I really just I was lost in the sauce. Like, I was just, bruh, I was just lost in the sauce. And like, I think during that period of time where at the beginning of 2017 going into the summer of 2017, like, I had to get my shit together. I told myself, I was like, okay, you know what? Like, clearly you're not comfortable doing a lot of the things that you used to do. You're not as cool with a lot of the people. Not that I wasn't cool. I was cool with them. However, I didn't trust a lot of the people that were in my circle. Like, so, I was like, okay, so you're not as comfortable showing your face and doing what you used to do, and on top of that, you don't really trust a lot of the people that you still do run with, you know? So I didn't want to necessarily plug people in or fake it to make it anymore. So I kind of just then decided, I'm like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna give in to my mom. I'm gonna go to school. It may not necessarily be what I want to go to school for, but let me be occupied. Let me do something so that, like, I'm not just there. I studied U of T, and you know, when I started that, I felt like, okay, let me vlog this experience. And I started picking up vlogging again, and I would vlog and I would edit, and then I would never post it. I would watch the videos, and I would just be so dissatisfied with how I looked or how I talked, how I portrayed myself. Like, and it's like, it's so crazy because in real life, when people see me, when they meet me, like, I'm so mature, you know? And then I felt like every time I came on the internet, especially on YouTube, every time I came on YouTube, like, I was in my comfort zone. I was just bumming it out, not necessarily looking my best, not necessarily talking the way I should speak, not necessarily speaking the way I should speak, or carrying myself in a respectable, ladylike manner. Like, I would just, like, I don't know how to describe it, but I just felt like it got to a certain point where it's like, I just didn't like the image that I would put out there for the world to see. And like, I couldn't contain that anger and that frustration anymore. Like, I had to just plug out. Like, seriously. So that was when I felt like September and stuff, I really just stopped. Y'all didn't see no vlogs after that. There was barely anything. Like, maybe I would drop a vlog once every 2 months or something, and then I would drop like hair videos and stuff because I started to do hair videos. So after that, I continued to focus on school. And so guys, the temperature on my camera keeps like getting high and shutting off, so I put my phone behind it to stop it. Forget it. But yeah, I lost my train of thought, but I think I was talking about dating. Yeah, so if you guys follow me on Snapchat and stuff, you know I've been dating somebody for about 2 years now, and I felt like dating this person really, really, really helped me. In the sense that, like, it kind of took away from like a lot of my real life problems, to the point where it's like I was so happy in that space that like I kind of just became numb to everything else, you know? I kind of just was like, fuck it. You know, fuck social media, fuck all of this. I focused on school because that was what, you know, I knew would make the people around me happy with. So I was doing school. I had my break. I went to Nigeria. Went to visit my boyfriend and his family, went to visit my family, and I feel like at that point that was like where my relationship started to get really rocky and things started to get real. It wasn't all rosy and stuff anymore. So, you know, that was that. We pulled through into the new year. I came back to Toronto, and that was when like I felt like when I turned 21, like, shit just became so real for me. Like, shit just became so real for me. I felt like I just kept seeing signs everywhere. People that, like, I didn't go out as much, but then I started going around this time. You know, I started traveling, and I would see so many people, like, during, like, you know, transitioning to the airport and stuff, and they would always talk to me like, you know, where have you been? What have you been doing? It's like when you're in the airport and you're holding a conversation with somebody, it's like, okay, so I just jumped to the back seat. Hopefully, the heat will really now from back here. But yeah, so when I turned 21, I started to just feel like complete shit all over again. Like, I couldn't kind of feed off of the happiness certain people in my life were giving me, and I started to just kind of I started to kind of just see myself for who I was, and I had no choice but to confront this person, and I had no choice but to, like, I couldn't hide from me anymore, essentially, because the people that took up my time the most, you know, the people that I used to distract myself, they obviously have their own lives, you know, they have things that they're working toward. So, they would just, you know, while everybody's facing their lives, like, when I would have my own downtime, I would just think about a lot of stuff. I would think about, you know, how I'm 21 years old and, like, I still don't have any goals set for myself, and how, you know, even the goals that I do have, like, for some reason, every time I'm working towards it, there's always something that pulls me away and distracts me from the bigger picture and the bigger objective. So I just had a lot of questions to myself. Like, I had a lot of, like, soul searching to do. I had a lot of just issues that I had with myself, and I didn't know how to basically answer all these questions. I didn't know what the fuck my problem was. After February, like, I was, yo, you guys, when I tell you, I don't know if I have pictures, but if I check my phone, I might. I lost a lot of weight from January when I came back from Nigeria. This is 2018. January when I came back from Nigeria to I think it was like March. I lost so much weight. You guys, you don't even understand. Yo, the camera literally keeps shutting off, you guys. I'm so sorry. Anyways, but yeah, I don't even remember what I was saying. But yeah, I was so skinny. I lost a lot of weight, and, like, I felt like it was so crazy. I felt like I started to like myself a little bit. I don't even know how I lost the weight. It wasn't intentional. But I guess I wouldn't eat as often. I never really had appetite. I was so depressed. Like, I would, like, sit in my room and cry every single day, and, like, it was just, and before I knew it, the day was done, you know. And then I realized, I'm like, oh shoot, like, I haven't eaten anything today. And slowly I just cut down to, like, one meal a day, and it wasn't even intentional. It was just a matter of, wow, I forgot, and the day is over. So I lost a lot of weight, and then I felt like I started to, like, I don't know, I felt like I started then being a little bit more comfortable in terms of my size and stuff. But it made me realize, like, as time progressed, that it wasn't just the weight. I had real life issues. I had issues within myself that weren't just the physical, you know. I had things that I wanted to do that I didn't know how to do it. I felt like I had these goals and I didn't know how to meet these goals. I felt like, you know, I wanted to start up YouTube again, but I didn't know how to go about YouTube. And, like, I wanted to vlog, and I wanted to vlog with my mom and my brother, but, you know, mom works all the time. I barely get to see her. Hassan's doing his own thing. He goes to school. Like, so, like, I just kind of felt stuck, and I'm like, okay, what do I do? And I didn't have my car anymore, so I couldn't even go out in the city and do things and, like, even visit some of my friends. So I was like, okay, maybe let me try being, like, you know, like, one of those, like, makeup YouTubers and stuff, and, like, let me tap into the things that people would always ask me to do that I never really got the chance to do. And that would help me, because then that means I would do less talking, and I wouldn't embarrass myself, and, like, you know, it would just be more how I look as opposed to how I spoke. I don't know, it kind of made sense to me, you know. So I started getting into dedicated videos, started doing hair videos, started doing makeup videos, and some people would see it, and then, I don't know, by 2 days or not even a day, I would delete those same videos that I just posted up. And before I even started to do these videos, I talked to my boyfriend about it. He was like, okay, well, if that's what you want to do, I'll give you some money, buy your lights, buy everything. Like, you guys, I bought all the gadgety fuckery I needed. I got all the lights. I got all the lights. I got a new camera, like a new vlogging camera. What else? I got all the lights, I got all that stuff, backdrop, everything, and then I started to record these videos, and then it didn't, like, I didn't feel the same anymore. I just felt like I didn't get the same attention I used to get. I felt like, you know, I was trying too hard. I felt like I didn't have it. I felt like, you know, I'm supposed to be a vlogger. I'm supposed to, you know, interact with people. Like, I'm not just supposed to be sitting behind sitting in front of some backdrop. While I was trying to do all these things, I started facing some real life issues. Like, there was the issue with my car. There were issues with my car. There were issues that I had with certain people. Like, during that time where I had no car, a lot of the people that I thought were my friends, I would go, like, I live in Orangeville, you guys, which is about an hour and some change outside of Toronto, you know. And you guys, right from when I started YouTube, you would see me drive all the time to Toronto to go visit friends and to just vlog with them. And like, it wasn't just because of the vlogs, because when I stopped vlogging, I would visit these same people. I'd go out, I'd still spend my money on these same people. And then when I didn't have a car to go visit said people, you know, and I would ask, okay, come visit me, like, I'm bored, you know. I'm out of school right now, there's no school, I'm bored, can y'all come and visit me? It's like everybody had the same excuse of, oh, you live too far, you this, or I can't come do this, and like, you know, I'm busy, or like, you know, but basically you live too far. And it got to the point where I started just looking at people sideways, because I'm like, okay, well, how can you, if you're my friend, how can you sit there and tell me I live too far when the same distance you're gonna use to come and see me is the same distance for the past 3 years I've been driving to come and see you. So what's a one-time trip in what, maybe a month, 2 months? You know what I'm saying? Like, it got to the point where I felt like I had to like constantly ask certain people just to come check me, and it made me feel like shit, you know. It just made me feel like, you know what, honestly, if this camera dies one more time, I think I'm just gonna have to let it go, guys. But yeah, so like I was saying, I just felt like, you know, a lot of my friends, I started to feel like, you know, they were fake, or they didn't really love me and rate me as much as I did them, and they weren't really willing to do half the things that I was willing to do for them. And like, it made me just start to reconsider a lot of things. It made me then become a lot more sheltered. I just pulled back some more. I just chilled in my house. I think the only thing that I feel like I really gained from this whole thing is like, it made me feel a lot sheltered and stuff. And like, it made me, you know, I think when I lost the car, and then I started having all these issues with my friends and stuff, and I'm just giving you guys little pieces. Like, there's big things that were going on that I'm not comfortable sharing online, you know. And because I haven't been on social media in a very, very long time, I don't know how receptive you guys are gonna be of this. I don't know whether I just don't even know. I felt like I had no choice but to sit down and, like, you know, tell myself, okay, you know what, let's just say social media didn't exist. What are you doing? You know, school's done, you have the summer, you've completed your first year, you have the summer to kind of map out something. If you want to start a business, what is this business gonna be? You know what I'm saying? Why do you want to start out this business? Like, where do you want to start out this business? So I started putting together a business plan that I felt like, you know, meant something to me. You know, as I slowly started to do my research, as I slowly started to put effort into it and put my time into it, it meant something to me. And I felt like that kind of, like, I would always tell myself, okay, well, you're not going to be good at doing this, and you're not going to be good at doing this because you never had this passion from when you were a young girl, you know. But one thing I learned from that is that I was putting work into this business plan, and it became important to me, and it just made me kind of believe in myself a little bit more. It made me feel like, okay, you know what, there's purpose in this. You know what I'm saying? Clearly you're attracted to it mentally, you're attracted to it physically. Like, I would think about this business plan all the time. I would, like, go do my research about this business plan that I wanted all the time. I would write things down. I would call some of my friends who lived abroad, and I would talk to them about it. And, like, you know, I started to get the encouragement that I needed, and I started to get the love and the appreciation, and, like, I started to feel good again. You know, I started to feel like I was on the right track. So that's kind of like what I've been doing, like, for the summer. That's what I've been doing for these past couple of months, that I've been kind of pulling myself out of this depressed mind state. And during this time that I was doing this and stuff, I felt like it gave me a chance to get close to my brother, because I didn't really have friends, especially not any in Canada, you know. My closest friends, I felt like they were far away from me, like, so it would only be FaceTime and WhatsApp that I'd use to talk to them. So one day, like, I was so stressed out about this plan. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do this, and I feel like now is the time to do it. But how's, like, my father gonna be receptive to this? Like, how is my mom gonna be receptive to this if I say, you know, maybe I want to take some time off of school and tell my dad, okay, maybe I want to move here and kind of start to do things on my own and stuff like that. So it gave me a chance to really sit down, and, like, it made me kind of, like, hurt in advance for what I felt like I would hear. So one day I just took a chance and I talked to Hassan about it, and I don't know, we just kind of got closer over this period of time. He gave me some advice, and it just made me realize that, you know, the one person that I felt like, you know, at some point I really felt like I had nobody to talk to. I felt like I had nobody to confide in, and little did I know there was somebody literally under the same roof as me, literally next door from me, that I could talk to about, even if it's the littlest problems, you know. So, like, I started to, like, even though I'm still dealing with it, as you guys can see, I try to distract myself a lot, and I do still travel and things, like, but it's just so fucking crazy how no matter what, some crazy things always happen to me. Like, 2 weeks ago, I went to Houston, I got robbed, I came back to Canada, I was like, yo, I'm so sad, I'm so frustrated, like, I need to go. I went to Dubai. I'm literally just, this is what I was wearing in the airport. I'm just coming back from Dubai. I walk into my house and I melt. Guys, I start crying, and I'm like, fuck, like, I'm here, I'm stuck again, like, no car, no friends. Like, no, I have friends, okay, I have people around, but, like, the company that they bring me, it's not enough for me. It's not enough for my soul anymore. It's not enough to sit around and do nothing. It's not enough to, like, just continue to feel like I'm not growing, I'm not moving up in life, even with the people that I care about. Like, it's not enough for me anymore. So that's what my frustration over these past couple of months have been. Like, this whole year and a half, it's like nothing is enough anymore. No matter what I do, I don't feel like I'm complete. No matter how hard I try, I don't feel like I'm moving up. Like, things are just really, really crazy, and I kept trying to figure things out. And, like, during this whole period, I felt like it gave me a chance to get closer to God. Like, you guys, I have never been so in touch with my religion the way I'm in touch with my religion right now. Like, I started to build this relationship with God. I started praying often. I started talking to him often. I started asking him to guide me and to give me strength no matter what it is that I'm going through. Like, to just give me hope, because I felt like I was such a hopeless person. I felt like at some point, like, I felt like I wanted to die. Like, I didn't want to die. Let me correct myself. I didn't want to die, but it was so crazy how I was okay with being dead, because I felt like my life, there was nothing purposeful happening, you know. And I would always look at myself, I'm like, yo, you're worth so much more. You're just, like, right from when you were young, Lila, like, you always thought you would go places in life. You always, like, you know, had this vision. You didn't necessarily know what you wanted to do, but you always knew you were gonna be someone. And the fact that I would look at myself every day and I didn't see progress, I didn't see growth, like, it hurt my feelings so much, yo. Like, it made me feel like shit. And, like, if you're not happy, how can you be happy for other people? You know what I'm saying? If I'm not happy within myself, how can I be happy for other people? How can I smile and be around my friends and my family and expect everything to just be okay, you know? So these are just the things that I was going through. And, like, I won't even lie to you guys, I feel like this past month, I would say, I've gotten a lot better in controlling my emotions. Like, I'm not always as sad as I used to be. Like, I'm still sad, but I don't always cry the way I used to cry. Every time I feel sad or anytime I just feel low, I try to do something a little productive to help me feel like I'm doing something, you know. So I don't know, I'm just learning to take everything one step at a time. I'm learning to just, like, trust myself. And my camera's about to die. I don't know, I didn't plan on doing this video. I don't know if I'm gonna post this video, but I'm just giving you guys a little insight on what's been going on and how I've been feeling. And I don't know, I hope if you guys are comfortable, you can share some of the stuff that you've been going through. If you can relate, or if you have any advice for me, I would really, really appreciate it. Honestly, like, peace of mind is so important to me these days that I can't jeopardize it by just fooling around or by just doing any and everything that's just for the mere moment, and that's not feeding my soul or just helping me better and plan my future, if that makes sense.